Hi there BookTube. So depending on whether I filmed the original footage of me unwrapping this, it will depend on whether this is the start of the video or whether the start of the video is the proper start. If what I've done, which I think is what I've done, is erase me opening the book in the first place, here is the next book on my advent calendar, and that is Mary Kay Andrews' Christmas Bliss. Now what I didn't realise when I got this is that it is part of a series. It is the third or fourth book in the series. Although I do believe that it's very much like the sort of Lucky Harbour, Jill Shalvis series, where you can read them out of order. They're sort of romantic-y type stories, so it doesn't matter. You miss a little bit of the backstory of some of the characters, but to the story itself it doesn't really matter too much. However, another dud for me, I'm afraid. I just didn't get on with this. I just found that I wasn't enjoying the characters. There wasn't much depth to anyone. I didn't really find that the plot was moving anywhere great. I thought it was quite predictable and it just wasn't holding my attention, and so I just put it down after about 150 pages. So unfortunately this one was a bit of a dud for me. I am also going to talk about my next book, which I have also unwrapped, because I think that the footage is gone for that as well. So I will talk to you about that book now. Hi everyone, so it's quite late but I still managed to do it. It's the 17th and I've finished The Death of Bees by Lisa O'Donnell. This was much more of a dark read than I was expecting. Yes, it was originally set on Christmas Eve, but that is very little to do with the book at all. However, I'm really pleased I read it. We're following two sisters, Marnie and Nellie. They're very different. Nellie is about 11, I believe, at the start of the book, maybe 12. She is, I'm not sure if she has just a quirky personality or if she has special educational needs, but she is very different from everyone else from where they live. They live in Scotland, they live in quite a rough area outside Glasgow, and Nellie speaks with a slightly posh English accent and talks about jolly good shows and old chaps, and in a very sort of colloquial way. Marnie is promiscuous. She's 15, she's slept with a lot of people, she's done drugs, she thinks nothing of drinking and smoking and sleeping around and swearing, and yet she is a perfect straight A student without even trying and has aspirations of being a lawyer. They live with two parents who are drug addicts and alcoholics, and at the very start of the story we know that their parents are dead, and Marnie and Nellie conspire together to bury them in the back garden. And that's where we start. And we're seeing this from 3 points of view, both Nellie and Marnie, and also their next door neighbour Lenny, who is a gay man who has recently lost his life partner, and it's set in a time where being gay isn't necessarily accepted, and so people have found out recently that he is gay through something that a transgression of his, and we're just following the story of these two girls and how they cope with the life that they've been dealt, and it's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was harsh, it was crude, there was very crude language, it's very descriptive, very graphic, it doesn't pull any punches. It really shows you the nitty-gritty of what it's like. There's lots of swearing and sex and the descriptions of things that are quite graphic. But I felt like it was honest and it felt real, and what is possibly a reality for some people and some children, and it broke my heart a little bit. And yeah, it was a real page turner, an easy read. Often people's points of view were just a page long, or at most sort of a few pages long. This is one of Lenny's chapters, it's just a page long, and that is the flow of the story. We're not sort of flitting back and forward, we're following the flow, but it flits between those points of view. It was really good, I really enjoyed it. It's a definite 4 stars from me. It's not quite 5 stars, I don't know why, it just didn't quite get there, but I really enjoyed it, and it really shows the resilience of children and the the bond of sisters and the bond of family and taking care of each other, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so 4 stars from me, which I'm really pleased about because I've had a few duds recently, and I will see you in a couple of days for my next book, so watch this space. And yeah, that's it from me. Let me know if you've read this one and what your thoughts were, and yeah, if you do decide to pick it up, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Bye for now, BookTube.